a burst of energy, I rise to meet the world. With a burst of energy, I rise to meet the world.
Sing it out.
With a burst of energy, I rise to meet the world. With a burst of energy, I rise to meet the world. I rise with a burst of energy. I rise, I rise. I rise with a burst of energy. I rise, I rise. I rise, I rise. I rise, I
Well, let's see that burst of energy, everybody. Oh, boy, that woke me up. Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Capistrano Valley. My name is Judy Chapman, and I am your assistant minister. And I have a confession to make. I walked in the door this morning, and I teared up. And we have 2 more services here in this room, in this beautiful sanctuary. And then we're having a new adventure. But then I remembered, this building is not who we are. We are who we are. Our connection, our love between us, our connections between us, that is our community. That is our center. So, I felt so much better. And then Dr. Alice said, I love you, so that made me really feel good. So, thank you for that. So we are a trans-denominational center, and gosh, that just means that we respect, we honor all paths to good, all paths to God, and that God energy is who we are. We are the energy of love. That's our divine purpose here on this planet at this time, is to be the light of love. So thank you for joining us to this wonderful celebration service this morning. You won't be sad that you're here because it's dynamite. We have a dynamite, well, you know that by those 2 wonderful songs by the Songbirds. Such great energy we have here. And it's so great to see you all. We're going to start the service like we do every single Sunday with the flames of faith. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all people, all faith, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence that we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, and we honor that here today. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and the practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the 4 Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and the path of peace. We light the candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And as our practitioner, Bonnie Charney, lights that last candle, please let it represent the path that brought you here this morning. And now please join me for 2 minutes of sacred silence.
Please join me as we stay in this moment of quiet. And know with me that there is only one, and that one is called by many, many names. And this one has many qualities. It is unlimited. It is all-knowing. It is all-powerful. Our philosophy stresses that this one is beauty, wisdom, joy, love. And I know that as we move through this time together, these qualities express themselves in our service that we experience either here in person or through the electronic medium. I also know that the truth is that any unsettlement or any anxiety is now released as we move into this great adventure. I know that divine right action is expressing for each individual and for our beloved center. I claim this as our good for each and every one of us and our center. I claim the beauty, the joy, the love, and the wisdom along with divine right action that is ever present. And I release these words to the law of action, knowing it is already done. And this is our experience as we move forward. Please help me anchor this by saying together, and so it is. Please read with me our global vision as soon as we get it up there. We see a world that works for all, where people live according to spiritual truth, where unity and connection is emphasized, where people have enough food, homes, and a sense of belonging. and where there is peace, harmony, and justice for all. And now today's affirmation. Today I surrender to the presence of God within me as me, and so it is.
Thank you so much, Bonnie. I just wanted to say one thing. May we keep in our prayers all the people in, well, to me it was Burma. I don't know what what do they call it now? When I was there, it was Burma. And Thailand. It was just hundreds of thousands. It said 17 million people are being affected by this horrible earthquake. And anyway, let's keep them in our prayers. Okay, now I'm just so delighted to bring to the platform Melissa Suzanne.
Well, I thought we would have some fun today. So both of my songs are going to be fun. Is that okay? Are we okay? We have that energy working today? You're going to recognize this song. So feel free to sing along. Thank you so much. And again, a round of applause for the band this morning. Thank you.
Other one. Thank you. And I need some volume. Thank you so much. Let's give Melissa Suzanne another hand. Woohoo! Thank you, Melissa Suzanne. We have so much talent here, and I'm so grateful for each and every one. Oh, and God's love is lifting us higher. Let's change the talk title. I'll talk about that today. Welcome. I'm glad you're here with us. My name is Dr. Alice Reid, and I'm the spiritual leader here at Center for Spiritual Living. I'm not Melissa Suzanne, as your monitor says to you. and I'm here to share with you some of the things that have come up for me this week as we have sort of preparing ourselves for a grand adventure. I heard Reverend Judy this morning talk about the emotion that came up for her. It's interesting. I wasn't with you as a community when we purchased this building. And yet I have some attachment already. I feel some attachment to this place. It's been my spiritual home. You've been my spiritual family for this many years, as I've been here with you for 3.5 years now. And so I guess it was Friday, we had the company that came out to remove the sign from the building. And I thought, oh, this is interesting. Let me go see what that looks like. And I kind of trot outside, and I look up, and my heart did a little flip. Did a little flip as I watched it coming down, like something began to sink in at a little deeper level. Anybody having this kind of experience? Yeah. I want to honor that experience in you. It doesn't mean that you're not willing to take this journey with us. It just means that it's time for us to do that, the conscious work of moving through change, And so I'm grateful to be part of a philosophy that encourages me to be conscious when I have to move through things that are uncomfortable or difficult or challenging or wonderful or all of the above. And so just a little update. We, in case you haven't heard, we have sold the building here, this beautiful building that we've been in for 13 years, and we are closing escrow on April 17th. And so, so that's great news. That's great news. This building was a labor of love. It was bought as a stepping stone for this community as we were trying to find the right and perfect place to be. And it will provide us with some financial resources as we go on this next journey. So we have 3 more Sundays. That's correct. After today. So we have March 3rd, actually 3, including today, March 13th, 30th, April 6th, and April 13th. Those will be our last services here. On April 20th, which is Easter Sunday, we will be meeting at the Baha'i Center. And that we have little cards and flyers. We'll be calling people who haven't been here for a while. We'll try to scoop everybody up to let you know where we're going. We'll be meeting at the Baha'i Center on Sundays. And we'll have some weekday space that's a little further north. On April 20th will be our first service there. On April 27th, we have an opportunity to experience how another faith does community. And so the Baha'i community does a wonderful experience that they call Soul Journey. They have their musicians and spoken word. And so we will join them as participants on April 27th. Yeah. We will open our hearts and open our minds to differences. We will celebrate and honor how we're different, and we will celebrate the things that we have in common. And this is what the world needs right now. The world needs us to honor those places where we find ourselves on common ground and to celebrate our differences as well. And so we're going to really walk it out. Now, the Baha'is meet in this way, this thing called Soul Journey. They've been doing it every month or so. All of their folks are volunteers, so their schedule's has a little more flexibility than ours, and as we get those dates, we'll let you know. But we will be together as community every Sunday morning at Baha'i. Every Sunday morning. And most Sunday mornings you'll see our wonderful music minister and the songbirds and our band. You'll see me and the practitioners and the ministers on the platform. And then once in a while, we'll enjoy the Soul Journey experience with the Baha'i. So I'm really excited about this stretch that we're doing. And somebody walked up to me that we had a parking lot sale yesterday. Who checked it out? Yeah, let me just see the volunteers. That's it. Yeah, you people rock. It was a labor of love, and it was a lot of fun. And there was some, again, like the sign coming down, there were things that I watched like leave our ownership, and I could feel my heart, tugging a little bit. I had some arguments because I didn't want to let go, and I think it was Gina who turned to me and said, "Oh yeah, you got to let go and let God." And I said, "No, I got to let go and let Dan." He's been through this kind of thing a lot, and so he's showing us the way of how to be unattached. You don't know this about them. He's very Buddhist in that way. And so we are moving through change. It is real time here, and I think it's a great opportunity for us to do it consciously. And so I'm going to invite you to do something right now, because change is not easy for everyone, right? It's kind of hard. So I want you to, don't do it just yet, but I'm going to want you to turn to your neighbor, and I want you to say to your neighbor, whoever's sitting near you, "I got you." Let's do that. I got you. And what that means, I got you. And what that means is we will support each other through this change. I got you. Our beautiful assistant minister and music minister, we got you. Our practitioners, we got you. And we're gonna hold you up a little bit later in our morning celebration. I just want you to remember that. And I came across this beautiful, it's attributed to Rumi, and it's about communication, and it's called the 3 gates. So when we're communicating about all this change, right, you may not know all the details. You might be trying to fill in the blanks. And so the 3 gates that are so beautiful, they emphasize the importance of mindful and compassionate communication. And the first gate is it true? Do you know what you're sharing is true and accurate? Ask yourself that question, because there's a lot of talk and things going around, and we want to be mindful about that. That's one of the practices that we've been talking about all month. The next question is it necessary? Is it yours to share whatever it is you need to share right now? Consider your words and what purpose they serve as you are sharing information. And then the final gate is it kind? And is it compassionate? And so and here's the deal. If you don't know, ask somebody. Our entire board of trustees was here yesterday working on that parking lot sale. They are well-versed in what's going on. You can ask any of our board of trustees, any of our ministers. They can help you to get some good information about what's going on. And it's so new that you might have to ask a couple of times, and that's cool. That's really cool. This month has, I say this often, but I'm always kind of amazed at how the monthly themes, the annual themes and monthly themes really lend themselves to where we're at. And so this annual theme we have is of rising higher and growing deeper. And the monthly theme is the flow of coming and going. I think there's a lot of coming and going right now. And then today is blossoming in the swaying. And I want you to remember, if I shared this with you at the beginning of March, this month we asked one of our Latin American ministers to write the themes. And so she wrote all the outlines in Spanish. And so when I looked at this blossoming in the swaying, and I looked at how it read in Spanish, and Blanca Mieja is the person who wrote the outlines, it's Floris and Dio en el balancio. And for me, that kind of reminds me, the flow of balance is what I kind of hear when I hear the Spanish translation of this. And it kind of reminds me of, grace in great change. Having that ability to be in grace and balance when things are shifting and swaying. And so this month, we're also keeping in mind some of our declarations of principles, eternality and immortality and continuity. Like, there's all kinds of things in the material plane that are changing all the time, but intrinsic to all life, there is some continuity, some immortality, something at the center that doesn't change. It is just the form that changes. The other two principles that we pulled forward to look at this month is the healing the sick and control of conditions for the power of this mind. And what that really means is how we hold things is how we'll experience them. We can control the experience we have by how we hold it, how we respond to it, how we move through it. And we can experience healing, even in the face of what looks like disharmony or dis-ease. And then finally, we are looking at this idea that everything we experience, the universal spirit, which is God, operates through universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we're surrounded by that creative mind. And it receives the direct impress of our thoughts. It hears us. It looks to us for guidance. We have agency in how we move through this material reality that we experience. And so I think all of those are great principles to help keep us grounded in midair, because that's kind of like what it might feel like to some of you, being grounded in midair. Like, we know who we are. We know that we are one big, beautiful spiritual family, always welcoming others into it, loving each other, telling each other, I got you, when somebody's a little nervous about change or what's shifting. When we go through our own personal difficulties, we scoop you up. And you can ask anybody here who's been through a challenge and been part of this community. I've witnessed that. I have witnessed how we scoop each other up and how we support each other as we move through change. And what's interesting is that not only are we going through change here in our community, but there's a lot of change happening in our nation, and there's a lot of change happening in the world. And so we need each other. We need each other, and we need to look beyond our own borders to how we can connect with others and how we can begin to have broaden our relationships with the world around us. And auspiciously, we're going through all of this during the season of Passover, during the season of Easter, and in the Muslim world, it is the end of Ramadan and the celebration. So we are, I think there's something to be said with the, and we just talked about it with the principle that, there's a movement of mind through our consciousness. And so global consciousness is on our side as we are moving through all this change. And so I was thinking about Passover. You all know the story of Passover, right? It's in the Zeitgeist, it's in the Bible, and and anybody who's Jewish, the story of Passover is when Moses brought the Israelites out of Egypt, right? And I'm sure there were people in that community who were all in. Yes, it's time to go. We're going to take ourselves out of this oppressive environment and we're going to go someplace new. I'm sure there were a lot of people who were really excited about it. And I bet there were people who were like, why you want to leave? It may not be bed of roses, but at least I got a roof over my head. Now, before you go too far with this metaphor, the Israelites did leave Egypt safely, and then they wandered in the desert for 40 years. We're not doing that. Just so we're clear, there will be no wandering for 40 years. That's not our plight. We are going to wander for a little bit. We are planning to be in transition for about 6 to 12 months while we find our permanent location. And we will wander a little bit, but we will wander together. And we will explore together. And we will explore with an open heart and an open mind. So part of me is really excited. And then there's part of me who feels a little bit like I'm climbing a mountain, you know? Do you ever have to do a kind of a strenuous hike, right? What are you focused on? Your feet, right? You're focused on your feet. Where are you landing that next step? And where is that next step going? And so it might feel a little bit like that at first. We might have to focus on our feet for a little bit to watch as the ground moves beneath them. I was reminded of the first time, the one and only time I ever went overnight backpacking is in the Shenandoah area. And I went with a bunch of women, and I wanted to have this experience of backpacking, and I was so excited about it. And I got my backpack. It was like 30 or 40 pounds. It had my tent, my food, my water. Everything I needed was on my back. And I was all caught up in trying to keep up with there was a crowd, there was a small group that was a little further ahead of me, and there was a group that was behind me, and I wanted to keep up with the cool kids who were first. And I wasn't paying attention, and I face planted. Because, when you have a backpack, your tipping point, just so you know, if you find yourself in this situation, your tipping point is really quick. All that weight, boom. They, both groups came and scooped me up and brought me to the campsite, and, I broke my glasses, and I had a big old bruise on my face, and we camped out overnight, and the next morning we got out of our tents, and nobody said a word, and we walked to the edge of the bluff and watched the sun come up in the middle of the wilderness. It had been worth it. Had been worth it to go into the wilderness so I could have that was felt like Sunday church, and looking out over the Potomac Valley in the Shenandoah National Park. And then it came time to leave, so I had to pack everything up and put my backpack on. I got a big old swollen face. My glasses are taped together with twigs and string. And I put that weight on my back. And then that's when I really understood the importance of watching every step I took and paying attention to where I stepped. And it felt arduous. And when we reached the end of the trailhead and back to our cars, I remember, putting down my backpack and just laying on the ground and feeling the release of making it through that journey. And I share that story with you because I'm sure that at some energetic level, you're going to be experiencing some of that. You're going to experience the not paying attention and doing something that you might feel a little silly about. You might find yourself with the euphoria of the moment of discovering something new. And then there's the trudging to get from one place to another. Like, all of that is part of the journey. All of that is about blossoming in the sway, continuing to find our balance as we move through this change. Are you up for it? Yeah. Okay. I got you, right? That's our term, right? When somebody's a little flustered or, oh my God, what are they going to do? You just let them know, I got you. We're all going together. And we're all going to be on this adventure together. And so this morning, what we want to do for you is, our practitioners are in the building in full force. And so I want to invite our practitioners to stand up. And we are doing a prayer wall. And so this is your opportunity to bring anything, any concerns, you feel like you're swaying a little too much with the change, whether it's what's going on in our community or whether it's what's going on in the world, you can come up and get a prayer. And so I'm going to invite the ministers and practitioners all to stand up. If you're not familiar with this practice, this is an opportunity for you to come forward and to get a prayer treatment. And these individuals have been trained and licensed and are practiced in our form of affirmative prayer. So I'm going to invite you to come up and partake of this healing balancing, grounding practice of prayer. And come up when you're ready and see any one of our practitioners. I hope I'm muted. Yeah, I am.
I think I need normally the constant mourning for the world, and I try not to listen to the news, but also it kind of puts me in touch with my aging, which I've never really focused a lot on, but it seems to me like the period at the end of the sentence that has a slight, like a,
Little mortality.
not a depressed person, maybe just a little depression,
I'm not muted.
slight little bit of depression creeping in,
Yeah.
which is normal, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It just
Well, let's pray.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you. sit down. You can sit. You can sit down. You can sit down. You can sit down. Sit down. Thank you. So, thank you so much for that opportunity for let us pray with you, to hold you up, to thank you so much for giving us that beautiful music in the background. This is our opportunity. This is what we're up to. We are moving through change together. We have got you. We've got each other. And as we go through this, remember those 3 gates. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? And as we move through this mindfully, I know that we have great adventures before us. Thank you so much. And so now I want to invite the band back up. And Melissa, Suzanne, let's have some fun.
Well, I want to let that, very sacred experience just bookend, because it feels odd to come in and be like, let's go, guys, come on. So I'm just going to let that breath go out on that. That was beautiful. And now we're going to have some fun. This song is an original song called Live Big. Why you wanna live life just to get by? Nothing new or different for you. You don't even try. You got big, big dreams, but you think they're not for you. So you just play it down on the low. You try to keep your cool, but there's no power in living small. It's time to love everybody. We got to give it all, 'cause there's no power, no, in living small. So let your light shine on so we can see it all. Now living big ain't all about the money that you make. It's not about the things you have or the things that you can take. It's about being the you that you're designed to be. So let's be the change that heals the world. Let's make history. 'Cause there's no power, no power in living small. It's time to love everybody. We got to give it all. 'Cause there's no power, no, in living small. So let your light shine on so we can see it all. Yeah, yeah, All right, now I'm going to ask you to sing with me right here. Are you gonna let your light shine? You sing, I'm gonna let my light shine. Are you gonna let your light shine? You sing, I'm gonna let my light shine. Are you gonna let your light shine? You sing, I'm gonna let my light shine. Are you gonna let your light shine? Let me hear you. Gonna let my light shine. 'Cause there's no power, woo, in living small. It's time to love everybody. We got to give it all. 'Cause there's no power, no, in living small. So let your light shine on so we can see it. Yeah, yeah. Let your light shine on so we can see it. All right now, now. Uh-huh. Thank you for letting me have some fun today, and thank you for having fun with me. And once again, thank you to the band.
Yes, thank you, Melissa Suzanne. Let's give her another hand. Thank you. And what about our wonderful, wonderful band? Thank you. We love you. And we're grateful for our beautiful songbirds that are all blingy this morning. Thank you, songbirds. Ah, God is so good. Will the stewards please come forward? It's time for our conscious committed giving. If this is your day to give, thank you very much. If this is your day to bless, there is a blessing card in the chair in front of you, and you can put your blessings in the basket because it's important. And we will say our prosperity affirmation together. My offering is my acceptance of God as the source of my supply, and it symbolizes my faith in the abundant flow of this supply. And I believe that. There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
There is a light within me. There is a light within me. There is a light within me. Illuminate me, illuminate me. There is a love within me. There is a love within me. There is a love within me. Illuminate me, illuminate me. There is a joy within me. There is a joy within me. There is a joy within me. Illuminate me, illuminate me. There is a peace within me. There is a peace within me. There is a peace within me. Illuminate me, illuminate me.
As these gifts go out into our community, we bless each recipient, knowing that the abundance of God, the lavish abundance of God, surrounds each and every one of us. We're grateful for this ability to give and to receive. We are blessed. We are loved. And we send our donations out into our community. Thank you. And so it is. Thank you. There have been so many volunteers this past month. You have been doing so many things. So everybody who has volunteered this month in any way at all, please stand so we can acknowledge you. And thank you. Look at that. It takes a community. Thank you so much. I just so grateful, because, we're all connected and we're all one. Some of these volunteers are practitioners, And a minister is a practitioner first. So, and our practitioners are trained, as you saw this morning with our prayer wall, in the art and the science of affirmative prayer. That we act as if it's already done, and so it is. You know, that's the way we look at them. We don't beg or plead or anything like that with our prayers. We know that the truth, and it sets us free. Our practitioners today, Lori Ann Whitty is praying for our community during this entire service, and she is at home doing the prayer treatment with that. And we have Bonnie Charney, who lit the candles, and Jill Burnett are our other two practitioners, which will be available at the back tables. If you would like to have another, if you did not come up for the prayer wall or like to have another prayer, please avail yourself to this gift that we're giving you today. Okay. And I know we have one new guest today, visitor, because I met her. I want to welcome Peggy into our community. And if you're here for the first time, raise your hand, and we will bring you a gift bag, and you take that to the bookstore. And we have several. Thank you. And take your coupon to the bookstore, and you'll get a free book. Let's welcome our guests. And Peggy told me she's so anxious to do this change with us, and so grateful, so that's wonderful. And now, Dr. Alice will give us our invitations.
I have a couple of things going on, just a few things that are going on in our community right now. And just a reminder, after every service, we have something called Conscious Connections. Conscious Connections will be meeting upstairs in the conference room today, as opposed to down here. If you've been in our multi-purpose room, it looks a little different right now. So, so you'll want to be upstairs in the conference room. And if you have any trouble, Mary will herd you and get you up there. This Friday, April 4th, is game night. Now let me read. This is the announcement. This Friday, April 4th, is game night. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to fill in the blah, blah, blah. We come together in the sanctuary the first Friday of every month. This will be the last time we meet here for game night. It's a great time. We play cards, dominoes. We've got a group that's doing mahjong now. We bring a snack or some food to share. You might have some libations to bring with you, whatever you would like, and to join us for a fun time. We meet at 5 o'clock, or you can come at 7 when we shift to a different game. Either time works. There are a couple of diehards. We'll be here till the end. It's a lot of fun. It's a great time to let our hair down. On Saturday, we will be celebrating the life of Ken Roebuck. And so I hope you'll join us for that. That'll be happening at 11 a.m. There'll be a reception to follow. It'll be here in the sanctuary. Ken has been a member for quite a long time, and so it'll be our way to celebrate his life. Next Sunday, there's all these lasts, right? Next Sunday, we'll have our last potluck on April 6th, and after the potluck, we will be enjoying the sound healing gift that Tamsin and John do. And it's such a wonderful, if you haven't been to one of these sound healings, they're really amazing. And as we transition to the new Sunday space, we will be having these sound healings will resume in June. So we'll take a little month off while we transition to the new place, but we'll start again in June. Thank you, Tamsin and John. Let's see, Mondays with Mary is the book study on Zoom from 11 to 12:30. Mike Ward is still doing yoga here in the sanctuary Monday evening and Tuesday morning. And when we shift places, that will shift a little bit. We will be doing yoga in our new weekday location in San Juan. Shifting Sands meets Thursday in what will hopefully be a little bit of a restored multi-purpose room at 10:30 on Thursday. And then Friday morning on Zoom, Joyce Fournier has a beautiful Awakening to spirit coming home. You want to keep, it's really important to open your emails right now because there's a lot going on. We'll continue to keep you updated in our newsletter, in your emails, on the website. You can pick up a flyer in the hallway as you walk out. There's a little address card. You can get a business card that has the addresses and times for where we're meeting after April 13th. Keep all of that in front of you. Put it on your fridge. Don't come here on April 20th, please, although we'll have a big sign in the window for you as this sanctuary will not be used for quite a while after we leave. I think that's it. I think it's time to sing. Come up and be some bling. Razzle dazzle.
For this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
Okay, so one more time, I want you to look around the room and look at somebody and repeat after me. I got you. Thank you.